The possible bout between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has garnered a lot of interest and discussion among boxing experts, with differing views on how the bout might proceed. Terence isn't your typical guy, you understand? He's unique, and Canelo is a world-class fighter who is still on the P-Pantal list, probably near the top, and it's thrilling. Terence is incredibly strong. He can punch, he has a good crack, and he can fight from both sides. It's exciting because the orthodox southpaw can fight at a mid-range, close range outside, and he can fight going both ways. Though there is a lot of uncertainty at the end, it's thrilling, which is what...
This is not a regular guy, you know what I'm saying? He's special. And, you know, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter, still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting. It's a big question mark on the end of it, though. So that's why you know, I'm sure all of us are excited for that Build-A-Ring and, you know, be able to find.
Why I'm sure we're all eager for that Build-A-Ring and to be able to find out first. Even some boxing authorities are certain that Canelo would be too much for Crawford, pointing to the size disparity and Canelo's proven superiority at the heavier weight class as important considerations in their research. Joel Diaz vehemently denies that Crawford could defeat Canelo with ease. Crawford is a skilled fighter, but he lacks the capacity to absorb the kind of powerful shots that Canelo can deliver. Diaz calls those who think Crawford has a good chance against Canelo foolish, highlighting the huge size difference between the two and claiming that Canelo's raw power could end the fight with a single blow. Although Crawford has previously increased his weight, Diaz points out that going from 147 to 154 and then to 168 pounds is a significant increase, and this additional weight may work against him in the...
They say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to
ring. He comes to the conclusion that, even with his skills, Crawford would not be able to handle the sheer physicality of a fighter like Canelo. Many people claim that Crawford can easily defeat Canelo. I respect that, but I think they're foolish. Excuse me, but I'm using the wrong words. A bigger man's size alters everything with a single blow, and I can see the same thing. For example, when Canelo defeated Amir Khan, look at this offered M, who went from 47...
Crawford, I love Crawford, dog. I think he's real talented, but we see him at 154 going up in weight class, and he kind of struggled. He didn't struggle, but that weight was definitely a difference. To go up another 2 weight classes after that, we're going to see a lot slower Terence Crawford. Yeah, his boxing ability is there, but Crawford don't hit like Canelo. Canelo's coming down for that fight. It's gonna be rough. So I'm gonna give it to Canelo. Love Crawford, but I'm gonna give it to Canelo.
7 to 54 to fight Madri M. What did he do to MRIM? Nothing major. Ma is now a 54-pound fighter who will advance to 168, which is 2 divisions higher. Canelo. Alvarez would take any punch from Crawford, but I doubt Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Recall that Triple G, the strongest hitman in that division, struck Canelo, and Canelo took those blows like a pro. I don't think Crawford has anything to match Canelo's skill level. Adonis Wilkins, who recognizes Crawford's indisputable talent.
Now, it's just witness Canelo Alvarez again in the masterclass performance.
I love Terence Crawford, and I want him to have what he wants. But off of what I saw tonight and what I saw in Los Angeles last month when Crawford was fighting Madrimov, I am more than ever concerned that he's not big enough, and not big enough to be able to move around the ring and muscle Canelo in the way that you would have to ward off those really vicious inside.
But notes that lifting up to 168 pounds could slow Crawford down and impact his performance, is also certain that the weight disparity would be a major factor in the bout. Wilkins predicts that if Crawford does not control the weight difference, he will likely falter as the fight goes on, with Canelo's strength and power eventually taking over. Wilkins compares this to Canelo's fight with Caleb Plant, in which Plant was ahead early, but eventually started to tire. He expects Crawford to suffer a...
Bro, remember, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah. I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, and another, but no, it's a Canelo.
Similar fate, with Canelo's power overwhelming him in the later rounds. By the time the fight reaches the 10th round, Wilkins expects Crawford to start losing steam, allowing Canelo to dominate and secure a victory, which is a bad look for Crawford. Although I think Crawford Dog is incredibly gifted.
That's what it's been talking about. They've been talking about it. I mean, listen, they just got to win their fights first, and then we'll see what happens then. You know what I mean? If they're going to fight before they fight each other, I think that's the smartest thing for both parties. And then we see how they look, and we'll go from there. Because nowadays, in the modern day era, you're only as good as your last.
We saw him at 154, and he kind of struggled. However, that weight was undoubtedly a difference to move up another 2 weight classes, after which we will see him much more slowly. Terence Crawford is a good boxer, but Crawford doesn't hit like Canelo. Canelo is coming down for that fight.
They're 2 great pound fighters, and if they feel like, it makes sense and they're going to fight each other, stylistically, he's a great fighter. But, Canelo, he's a big dude. So I think it'd be hard for anyone to beat him at 168. But it's definitely a big money fight, and that's why we're all...
And I'm going to give it to him because I love him, but it's going to be difficult. It will be excessive to have another prominent voice in the Canelo. Jim Lampley, who plays Camp, is still doubtful of Crawford's ability to defeat a physically formidable opponent like Canelo. Lampley makes reference to Crawford's difficulties in his bout with Israel.
It's impossible for my boy Crawford. But it's one of those things where if he really wants to win against Canelo, he's going to need to do everything. You're going to need to run uphill. You're going to need to train in high altitude. You're going to need to do every little thing that gives you that, athletic edge, and lots of pre-fight meditate. You got to see victory before the victory manifests. Whether I'm going to set the trap, he's going to want to counter me, and so I'm going to counter his counter. I don't want to say it's impossible for my boy Crawford, but it's one of those things where it needs to be planned out, trained out, and methodically, delivered on a fight night. And then the other thing is how athletic is he going to move with the extra weight on top of him. So like I said, it's just very important to train, to have the best camp that you can have, the high altitude, get all that oxygen, and just...
You have to witness triumph before the victory. Would you like to watch a Canelo Crawford fight? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you liked this video, please subscribe and watch some of our other videos now on screen.